He wasn't breathing. His lips were blue, his chest still. It was 4 a.m., and I had seconds, maybe minutes, to save the love of my life. But even after the sirens faded and he was safe, the real nightmare began. If you've ever felt powerless in the face of something you couldn't control, if you've ever stared death in the face and had to fight for someone you love, hit that like button, subscribe, and stick around. Because this isn't just a story of survival. It's a story of revenge against trauma itself. It was the kind of night that felt too quiet. You know the kind when the stillness almost hums. 4 a.m. I was asleep, deep in that paralyzed kind of sleep where the world could burn down and you wouldn't stir. And then something felt wrong. Not a noise, not a touch, just this cold pulse of fear under my skin. I opened my eyes, turned over, and what I saw will never leave me. My boyfriend, the man I love, was gasping. His skin flushed red, but his lips, they were blue. His hands were twitching, his body shaking. And then he just stopped. No breath, no movement, just stillness. The love of my life was dying. I remember screaming his name once, twice, louder each time, hoping he'd come back. But nothing. My hands were shaking as I grabbed the phone and called emergency services. I remember the operator's voice, steady, calm, asking me if I could start CPR. I had to. There was no choice. I put my hands on his chest and pushed. Again, and again, and again. In those moments, time didn't exist. I couldn't think. I couldn't cry. All I knew was, he cannot die. Not tonight, not like this. EMS arrived just 8 minutes after I called, but it felt like a lifetime. They took over, intubated, shocked his heart. I stood there, frozen, numb, waiting to hear if he was gone. Miraculously, they stabilized him. The doctor said it was ventricular fibrillation, one of the most fatal heart rhythm issues. The survival rate? Around 45%, even with immediate care. If I had woken up even 2 minutes later, he likely would have died. You'd think I'd feel relief, gratitude, joy. And I did, for a moment. But then something else crept in. Guilt, fear, shame. What if I hadn't woken up? What if I froze instead of calling? What if I hadn't done CPR fast enough? What if I lost him? And that's when the nightmares started. Every night since he came home, I wake up gasping, heart racing, sometimes crying. In my dreams, he's dying again, or it's someone else, and no matter what I do, I can't save them. I check if he's breathing constantly, sometimes 3, 4, 5 times a night. The doctors say he's recovering. The nurses say I saved his life, but I don't feel like a hero. I feel broken. Then one night, while sitting up alone, I realized I beat death that night. But trauma, that insidious, invisible monster, was still trying to win. And I'm not going to let it. If I was strong enough to bring someone back to life, I'm strong enough to bring myself back too. I started journaling every feeling, every dream, every moment of fear. I went to therapy. I reached out to support groups. I refused to let guilt own my story, because I didn't fail that night. I acted. I saved him. I did something most people will never have to do, or be able to. My revenge isn't fireworks. It's not public shaming. It's something quieter, stronger. It's healing. It's choosing to live without fear, even though I have every reason to be afraid. So here's the climax, the justice moment. I wake up some nights now, and he's breathing, peacefully. I don't need to check every minute. He's walking more. Laughing again, holding my hand like he never wants to let go. And me? I still have scars, but I'm sleeping again. I'm smiling again, and I've reclaimed my life from the grip of trauma. Death came knocking, and it lost. Trauma doesn't always show up with flashing lights or villains in suits. Sometimes it's quiet, lingering, stealing pieces of you when you're not looking. But you can fight it. You can take those pieces back, one deep breath at a time. If this story hit you hard, if you've ever faced something terrifying and lived to tell about it, hit that like button and share your own story in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe, because here we don't just watch revenge, we feel it.